So are you considering a stay here at Sheraton Vistana Resort in Orlando, Florida? And maybe you've even checked out my video of the south section. Well, stick around. I'm going to take you on a walking tour of the north side of this resort right after this. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy, and before we go on a walking tour of the north side of this resort, I just want to let you know, on this channel, I like to provide my knowledge, tips and advice to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. And hey, if you don't happen to own timeshare but you like visiting these fantastic resorts, I also provide resort tours, resort reviews, and villa tours as well. So be sure to subscribe down below and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video. So let's go. We're going to take a walking tour here of the north side of this property here in Orlando. Okay, so here is the security gate that goes into the north section here at Sheraton Vistana Resort. And like I mentioned earlier, I've done a south tour, and if you haven't seen that video, check that out. I'll put a link up here in the upper right, but that is the south side over there. It is a bit of a walk between the kind of north side and south sides of the property, but there is a road here. The two sections are separated by Vistana Center Drive, so you can drive between the two, you can walk between the two, or they actually have a shuttle that will shuttle you around the property. But we're going to head in here. We're going to take a look at the north section here, which is made up of the Lakes Phase and Fountains 1 and Fountains 2. We're going to start out checking out the Fountains Phase here, which consists of a number of buildings. We have a couple on the opposite side of the street, and then a number here as well. So we're going to take a walk up through here, and I'll show you why they call it fountains. Okay, so here we are in the Fountains Phase, and there's your first look at why they probably call this fountains. A lot of lakes, small lakes throughout here with fountains in them, and fountains consists of all three-story buildings, no elevators. Keep that in mind, no elevators in fountains. But a cool thing about these, because they're three-story, just like the buildings in that south section, if you saw that video, anything that was three-story, it also has stairways and exits out the back and into the courtyard. So this is the courtyard area. You park on the opposite side of these buildings, and that's kind of the main entrance. But they also have exits from the balconies. You can actually kind of see that through the screen there. Exits through the balconies out the back. So just two ways to exit these buildings here. Nice little bridge across here over the small lake. Yeah, beautiful, nice, peaceful, serene area here in Fountains. This is actually a fairly big phase. Not as big as the second phase of Fountains, which we will take a look at after we check out lakes as well. And Fountains does have its own pool area as well, which we will check out along with the lakes pool here in a little bit. But just taking a walk around here through Fountains. Another bridge here. And yeah, you can see the different buildings here that make up Fountains. No pool in this area, but like I said, we will check that out here shortly. So we're continuing on here, just going to show you one thing here before we head out of the first phase of Fountains in towards lakes. Is just up here. It's towards the main pool. I'm not actually going to go to the main pool at the moment, but there's the Tacky Tiki bar and grill over there. It is unfortunately not open at the moment. The only restaurant I believe open is the Marketplace, has like grab and go, sandwiches, deli, and I believe Zimmy's is also open, but those are both over in the south section of the resort. But they do have a beach or sand volleyball court here, and a couple of basketball courts over there as well. So you want to play some basketball, you want to play some volleyball, this is the place to come. Just here on the backside of Fountains, near, that's actually the Fountains pool. So let's continue on we'll head over towards lakes here and check that out. Okay, so here we are now in the lakes phase, which consists of 10 buildings. The lake's pool is just down there. We're going to take a walk around here and we'll cut over to it and we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. But the good thing about lakes is there's also 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom villas in these as well. And if we look over here at what is building 8, the end units are essentially 2-bedroom lock-offs. They lock off into 2 1-bedroom units, and all the rest that aren't on the ends are dedicated 2-bedroom units. So if you want to book a 1-bedroom, you can book essentially just one of those lock-offs, or one side of the lock-off of that 2-bedroom there. So that is a good thing. They do have some smaller units here, not all just 2 bedrooms. And the big plus, elevators in here in the lakes phase, something that the fountains phase does not have here at Sheraton Vistana Resort. Okay, so let's continue on. There's something cool over here just between buildings 7 and 8 that we're going to go take a look at. Okay, so we're just walking down the path here between buildings 7 and 8. They kind of have this long kind of boardwalk / walkway that goes out behind building 7. So this here is building 7, and this is actually one of the 5-story buildings, and that one up there also. I believe it's the only 2 5-story buildings here in the lakes phase, but they have this small little dock / boardwalk kind of along here, along this marshy area. So you can kind of come out here and just take a little bit of a stroll. They don't have any seats, chairs, or anything like that along here. Not sure why. There is a single bench down over there, but as far as the seating, that's it, just a single bench. But you can kind of come out here, maybe certain days, certain times you might see some birds out here as well. But just a neat little boardwalk here along behind what is building 8 of the lakes phase. Yeah, so I thought this was kind of just a neat thing. You wouldn't know it was here unless you're specifically looking for it or you stumble across it. It's kind of hidden back here behind these buildings. But yeah, just another view out here to this kind of marshy pond, I guess you'd say. It's probably basically mainly for retention and drainage. But there is the bench I was referring to. So come out here and take a seat and relax, I guess. Alright, so let's continue on. We are going to head in and take a look at the rest of the lakes phase. Okay, so we're walking between what is buildings 4 and 5. And as we come out here, you can see the lake's pool area there over on the other side of this pond. We'll be taking a look at that here in just a minute. But yeah, nice little courtyard area. A lake with a fountain through here. And like I said, all 4 and 5-story buildings, but these ones here surrounding the lake are all 4-story. And unlike fountains, they don't have exterior stairs out the back, so there's no exit out the back of these villas from your balcony. That is something that is actually only unique to the 3-story structures here at the resort. So if you want that exterior exit that comes out the back into the courtyard, you need to ask for a building essentially that is a 3-story building. And you can see a number of birds here as well. There's a duck out there. There's an egret over here as well. And there's a fake goose. But that egret there is probably looking for some lunch. They are surprisingly prolific predators. Yeah, they can eat a lot. in a day. And here's a gas grill over here that they're actually cleaning at the moment, so that's another good thing. Gas grill is kind of scattered throughout the resort here. And let's step inside the pool area here at Lakes. Yeah, so here is the Lakes pool. And the thing I noticed about this is it has a 0 entry section. It's not very big. It does get up to 5 feet deep. So from 0 to 5 feet, but not very big of a pool here at Lakes. They also have restrooms over here. If you're using the pool and you need to use the restroom, they have that there. They have a vending machine here as well. This also goes into the Lakes Sales Gallery and VIP check-in lounge. So I believe if you're a Vistana Resort owner, you can come over here and check in. I don't know if it applies to all Vistana owners or not. We own at Vistana, but not here at Vistana Resort. And we just checked in over at the main check-in area. So maybe it doesn't really matter where you check in, but they do have a nice lounge in here. I was able to peek through the windows and take a look at that. So this here goes over to the Fountains pool, and you can see over there is those basketball courts again. So we were actually over on the other side of that just a few minutes ago. But we're not going to check out that Fountains pool until towards the end. I want to walk through the rest of the Fountains section, and then we'll take a look at that. So let's head back through. We'll cut through the Lakes pool area one more time as we head over towards the rest of the Fountains and Fountains 2 section, actually, to check it out. They have pool towels, towel return over here. Plenty of chairs, even though they've been separated for social distancing. So let's continue on. Okay, just continuing on out of the Lakes pool here. They have a number of benches here that you can kind of come out, sit and relax. Yeah, just a nice quiet area here at Lakes. These here are Lakes buildings over here. And then just across the street here, across the parking, is Fountains. So we'll walk down through Fountains here and take a look at that. I might actually cut up here and walk through so we get to see the most of what is Fountains 2. Okay, so as we're heading out of the Lakes phase towards the Fountains 2 phase, I just want to let you know, if you're liking this video, please do it a huge favor, and it would do me a huge favor too if you would give it a thumbs up. And also, if you want to see more videos like this one, like I mentioned at the beginning, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. It really does help out, and it really helps out if you share this video. Maybe you're coming to Vistana Resort with friends, with family, and they're not getting to see this. Don't keep it all to yourself. Share this video with them. It really does help out these videos and Destination Timeshare. So something I'm noticing with Fountains here, this is the Fountains 2 phase, but they're just still referring to it as Fountains back here, and they've continued the numbering of the buildings on from what was essentially the Fountains 1 phase that we checked out at the beginning of the video. So probably do that to prevent confusion, people trying to get into one building in a different phase than they are really in. So probably a good idea to continue the numbering on from there. So they say here that Fountains really goes up to like 50 some buildings, 62 actually, but there's really only 11 physical structures in this section, but there was only 10 in the others. So technically only 21 physical structures, but their numbering system goes way up into the 60s because they've put a number of different building numbers on these fountain buildings. They didn't do that in Lakes. Like this is Lakes number 2, and it has a 2 at the other end. So in Lakes, they did that, and this is 1 and 1. But over here, this is a Fountains building. It's got a 38 and a 39 on it. Go figure. Who knows? They did stuff interesting back in the day, building these buildings. So let's continue on here. We're gonna take a walk around through the inside courtyard area around these lakes that make up Fountains 2. Okay, so here I am on the inside courtyard area of Fountains 2, and like I said, there's the fountains, a number of bridges that cut across this lake. So if you're staying way over here, it's actually a pretty short walk to the pool, which is just beyond this building here, across the parking lot. So you don't have to walk way around these lakes each time to get through the resort. Just a nice, pretty section here around these lakes. Fountains 2, it is pretty big, number of buildings. We are on the buildings that are surrounding the ponds, but over on the other side of the parking lot here, as well as several other buildings that make up Fountains 2. This is not full to capacity, as you can see. Only a few cars in front of each building, so they're definitely not filled up to capacity. We're going to walk along, see if there's a pathway along behind these buildings here as well. I'm not too sure if there is. We're not very far from the highway here. I'm not sure if you can hear that in the background of the video here in the audio, but the highway is literally right here. So you need to be careful if you're staying in Fountains buildings 49, 50, 53, 54, and 55. You're going to have the highway, Interstate 4. Well, you might have a good view of it. There's actually a huge billboard there that's along the interstate, and you can see these buildings here back right up to I-4. So keep that in mind. If you're staying here, I would try to avoid these buildings. They probably are fairly soundproof, but you know, you don't want to have to walk down out of the back of the building into essentially what is not a courtyard. It's just a pathway here that backs up to an embankment that is I-4. So I just got to the end here of what is building 55, and there's like a little cart path that goes around here, I guess. Not really sure who owns this area, if it's part of Vistana Resort and they maybe use it for service. Yeah, big long kind of cart path or road. And you can see Interstate 4, people with their hot rods. And just beyond it there is one of the Fountains buildings, 55. But they did build up this embankment here, so that probably does help a little bit with sound, but just something to keep in mind. So let's continue on here and check out the rest of the Fountains phase. And at the end, we're going to take a look at the Fountains pool area. A beautiful pool here in the north side of the resort at Sheraton Vistana Resort in Orlando. Here's some more grills that they have here. Really nice grilling areas. Looks like they only have one open because this one's zip tied closed. So you can only use this grill here at the moment, I guess, for social distancing, even though these are way more than 6 feet apart. But they have closed one of them, so only one of them can be used at a time. Here's another lake here with, as you guessed it, a fountain. All right, just another look back on the Fountains phase, these buildings that surround this lake. Kind of a very peaceful area here. Now, something to keep in mind with these Fountains buildings, and I think some of the other buildings and other phases might be the same, is that the top floors, even though you don't have elevators, you get a bonus if you're willing to stay on the top floor. And that is that they have vaulted ceilings and skylights. You might be able to see over on the top of that building over there, skylights on the roof. So if you get stuck on the top floor, at least you have a nice skylight to brighten up the villa. Okay, so now just in through here we have the Fountains Playground. Pretty cool playground, a couple of slides here. And they also have a swing set here as well. So this is pretty cool. If you have children with you, bring them down here to the playground here in Fountains, and I'm sure they'll have a lot of fun. But yeah, this is pretty neat. You can see that other slide over there, a little bit smaller, maybe for smaller kids, but pretty good playground area here in Fountains. So next up, we're going to head through here and we're going to check out the Fountains Pool. All right, so here is the Fountains Pool area. It's a pretty big pool, perhaps one of the bigger ones here at Sheraton Vistana Resort. Obviously, the super pool over in Spas is bigger on the south side. This might be a little bit bigger than Cascades. Cascades has a huge splash pad though as well, but this one does have a kiddie pool over there. Yeah, huge pool here. You have a waterfall right there. And I'm going to head over here and just show you something. You won't really be able to get a good look at it because it is closed, but they have some spas or hot tubs up this ramp, and you can kind of get a little bit of a look at them there. A spa up there. People don't always find this, so this spa might not be always all that busy because it's kind of hidden behind the waterfall here. But yeah, nice pool here in Fountains. They have the Fountains Recreation Center over there. The Tacky Tiki Bar and Grill over there. We're going to walk over there and take a look. So again, here, just like at the Lakes Pool, they have a couple of vending machines, restrooms, and up here they also have an arcade, which unfortunately is closed at the moment due to the pandemic, but hopefully again soon that will reopen. But yeah, there's a game room arcade there, and the Fountains Recreation area is in through here. And so here's the Fountains Pool, and just a little bit ago we were on the other side of that building. That's the Lakes Gallery and VIP check-in area. Just on the other side of that is the Lakes Pool. You can actually kind of cut through over here between the two pool areas to go between that smaller Lakes Pool and this busier and bigger Fountains Pool. But here is the Tacky Tiki Hut Bar and Grill. They have a number of directional signs telling you how far it is to certain places. So you have Zimmy's is only half a mile up there at the top, and Cancun is 1,285 miles, so quite a ways to Cancun. But this looks like a pretty cool area to maybe kind of come and hang out in. They have a bar just inside here, and what also looks like a place for some grab-and-go items. They have a soda machine in there. They have a fire pit out here. So definitely a cool hangout spot here at the Tacky Tiki Bar and Grill. Not sure what My Tiki Hut stands for, because they have this sign here as well. But yeah, the Tacky Tiki here at Sheraton Vistana Resort. I wish I could really show you inside that if we come back another time and things are kind of a little bit more back to normal. We'll take a look at this area here for sure. But yeah, this is just one last look back. They have another playground over there as well. That's a different playground than we were looking at a little bit ago. But yeah, just another last look back at the Fountains Pool here at this resort. Really nice pool. They have some swim lanes here, but it's blocked by a volleyball net there, pool volleyball net. So you can probably still swim some laps, but just a really nice pool area. There's another look at that beach volleyball court there and those basketball courts. And over here, we'll head out here really quick. I believe they have some bocce ball here as well. Nope, it's not bocce ball, it's actually shuffleboard. It's kind of hard to tell from a distance, but yeah, they have some shuffleboard courts here that you can come and play shuffleboard. And there is the opposite side of the Lakes Gallery and VIP check-in. So when you're coming here, this is actually the side where you would come in and enter. You can park just down here. This is, if you're a VIP owner, this is the VIP Owner's Lounge entrance right here by the Fountains Pool. Okay, so there you have it, the tour around here of the north side of Sheraton Vistana Resort. And if you haven't seen it already, that south side resort tour, walking tour, check out that link in the description box below. And also, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And to see another video about Sheraton Vistana Resort, check out this one right up here. And YouTube, they think you'll like that one down there. Be sure to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, let's make your next destination a timeshare.